What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys can hear me well. We're in the Crown Vic right now. We're going on a little mission today. We're going to go check out a project bike. I traded my old bike for the Eclipse. If you guys missed that video, definitely go check it out. I don't regret it, and I honestly thought I was gonna get out of the bike game for a while, and I really just didn't have any intentions of getting another bike. But here we are, like 2 weeks later. We got the inside scoop on a super cool bike. Basically, I am very interested in it. I would like to make sure that it runs and all that. It has been sitting for a pretty good amount of time, so it's gonna need cleaned up. It's gonna need some fresh fuel and a battery at the least. But we're gonna go see pretty much the condition of this thing, what we're getting our hands into. I'm pretty stoked. It's starting to get warm out here, so it's pretty much perfect time to get the bike again. But check it out though, 2008 Ducati 1098. Kind of rigging the battery in there, see if we can get her started.
Oh, we got power.
Yeah, we're good. Got the fairings as well. Got the 1098 on there. Aren't in the best of shape, but this thing should clean up real nice. Still not enough juice to crank it. I don't know. I know that battery isn't like specifically for this. Come on, baby. Oh, we got some smoke coming out of the tailpipes. In a good way. It means it's almost there. Oh, dude, it definitely wants to. We can drain the fuel tank out, and then I can go get some fresh 93 in there. There she goes.
Oh yeah, that's not supposed to be that color.
Is that bad?
Smells like straight alcohol. Look how it's like white.
Yeah. Come on, Bessie. Round 20.
Nothing. Yeah, it's
Alright guys, so we tried this all day. We got battery chargers out the wazoo. The battery is not made for this bike, and it just wasn't enough. So we're probably gonna get the right battery for this, but in the meantime, we're gonna let that jump pack charge. We're not going for like completeness here. We're not trying to complete the bike. We're trying to get it started. So honestly, if it's a little rigged, that's why. I just wanna see, does this thing run? Can we get this thing running? You guys saw the fuel that came out. It was definitely not good. Not good looking. So with the fresh fuel in there, and if we can get this thing enough juice, I think it'll start up. Check out the exhaust though, guys. This thing is absolutely mint, and I really do want it. Alright guys, we're picking this video back up at the shop, and that can only mean one thing. I have made yet another financial mistake. We towed it here the best way possible too. We put this thing on the back of a Crown Vic and brought it miles here. It was the most sketchy thing I've ever done. Now the plan initially was to get this thing running before I bought it. It was a super cheap price for one of these, so I kind of bought it without having it running yet. But we're gonna get into that. This thing is gonna need some pretty good diagnosis. We went ahead and got the OEM battery spec for this bike, and we're gonna go ahead and try to start it right now and see if the battery helped, because I know for one that battery was definitely shot. And we were able to get it to crank with the battery jump pack, so I know it needs some more power. Should have that now. Let's give it a whirl. So you can see too, everything comes on. We got no more battery light, and the lights are working now, at least I think. One is, I'm not sure if that one's out or what the deal is yet with that. We're gonna turn those off to save some battery. Pull the clutch in, and we still got nothing. So we know the battery is good now, and we were actually able to get it to crank before, so I'm almost thinking now that we might have fried the starter. I think we're gonna have to dig into some electrical wire tracing, making sure everything's kind of good, not chewed, nothing's corroded. So this project is going to be pretty large. I'm gonna have to take most of this bike apart, and we're pretty much gonna be fully refurbishing it anyways. The bike did sit outside for a while, so unfortunately it looks like we're gonna have to do some diagnosis and order some parts. But for now, I'm gonna give you guys a walk around of the bike. It's on the channel now, baby. We got lots of projects here. So starting from the top, this is a 2008 Ducati 1098. It's not an SR&R, just a 1098. Right now, the fairings are off of it as well. And it's also important to note that this bike actually was originally red and has been converted to the white. So that's why the frame is actually still red here. I'm honestly a big fan of the white. I think we're gonna keep it like this. But the most important thing about this bike is the fact that it sat outside for so long. I mean, you can see the grime build up here. This bike is definitely not, showroom condition yet. It's gonna need a full cleaning, literally everywhere, like even around the bolts. Like this thing is gonna be fully shined up and ready to go, but we do wanna get it running first. As far as extra parts, we did get a couple things. We got a new front tire. The tires on this thing are actually pretty good. Like this is coming off. It's really just gonna need a pretty good clean and everything kind of put back together. Probably gonna need some new bolts here and there, new starter. Just, hopefully minor stuff. And then I plan on doing some services to this thing. This thing was serviced at Ducati. This bike has 20,000 miles on it, so it's not super low mileage by any means. Something to note here too, just looking at the fork seals, they are definitely wet. And I'm thinking maybe from sitting they just got wet, but we're probably looking at doing some fork seals too. And that's probably the most part I'm worried about, because that is going to get pretty expensive. So all in all, so far, it's a pretty good starting point for a project bike, and I've actually always loved these. I never thought I'd own one, but here we are. I've never thought I'd own any clips either. Like this is some next level things going on right now. And you already know, as most people who own these bikes, and as soon as it gets in my hands, it is definitely going to be tastefully modded. There are a couple things done to it. Let me show you guys what we're working with. Obviously, we're going to start with the exhaust. It does have, I don't even know how to pronounce that, but it seems to me like this is a pretty dang good exhaust. I heard it was like $1,100 or something like that. And honestly, I don't even see these with them. So I don't know if they're discontinued or what. But the exhaust system is definitely gnarly on this one. And I really want to hear it because I think it's going to be loud as all hell. But also got some aftermarket mirrors, it looks like, with the sequential turns. Sort of sequential. They do look sick though. I don't believe those are factory, and I think they were replaced with the fairings. Aside from that, we do have a power commander under here. We're gonna dig into that later because it's pretty much hidden and I'm not digging it out right now. We also do have a brand new clutch on here, so that's another good point for where we're starting. The clutch blew on the old owner and was replaced and is good to go now. So that is going to do it for today's video. We are not diving into this bike quite yet, but we have obtained our next project upon many other ones we got going on. That bike is going to be running soon. I'm not really concerned about it. I know there's just gonna be a bunch of little things to be figured out, but our focus is still gonna remain on the Genesis Coupe, so I'm gonna get back to work on that thing. Thank you guys for watching and all the support. I do really appreciate it. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.